Shut the gates. We're back. Toby, how you going, mate? Finals footy.
Yeah, mate. Can't wait, mate. Going to be a cracking weekend.
It's going to be a bloody cracker. We've decided to do the tips during the daytime because we don't want any of those electricity bills to harm the video this week. So, but always good. I've decided to go with the grass background because finals football. We're going to get in the weeds about it. So yeah. Anything you want to say before we get to the tips, mate?
No, mate. Just looking forward to it.
Yep. I'm looking forward to everyone liking and subscribing before they finish watching this video. So just click that thumbs up and click that subscribe button. And now let's get to the tips.
3, 2, 1.
First game on the Friday night, mate, we have the Melbourne Storm taking on the Manly Sea Eagles. The Battle of Brookvale, which it won't be at Brookvale. What do you think about this one?
Tough game, mate. Potentially the game of the round. 1v4. Melbourne backing up, trying to do what they did last year and go on a two-peat. But Manly have been the hottest team. I've said it for the last probably 8 weeks now. I think they're going to be headlining the biggest sports spectacular of this year, and I'm going to tip them in this one. I'm going to tip them 1-12. Turbo is just an absolute freak, and I love everything about him, mate.
Yep, that's fair enough. I'm going to go with Melbourne here, 1-12, purely because they're playing at the Sunshine Coast. I think they've just got that ground sort of down pat. I know they hadn't lost in Queensland until for 48 years until Para beat them a couple of weeks ago. But I think they're going to be just that touch too strong, touch too consistent. They were able to shut down Turbo a few weeks ago, and it was 28-22. So that's still their biggest sort of, their biggest test is to shut him down completely. I just worry about Manly's defense. I just don't know if they're going to be able to hold Melbourne out for that extended time yet again. And I'm going to say Justin Olam's going to score a try, and I'm going to say also Kenny Brumich. Have you got yourself a try scorer, mate?
Yeah, well, the obvious one, mate, is Big Turb. He's an absolute freak, mate.
Paying 98 cents to the dollar.
Yeah, well, I'll take that. I wouldn't mind losing 2 cents. He's a match winner, best player in the world, and I reckon he'll be the man of the match with a try.
Yep, that sounds great. All right, Saturday night game. The first game on Saturday night, we have the Sydney Roosters up against the Gold Coast Titans. Roosters at home here, up in Townsville, Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Real big home ground advantage here for Roosters. What do you think about this one, mate?
You know what? I'm going to lean towards the Titans, mate. I think the Chooks are, I think the Chooks are about cooked. They've lost a lot of strike throughout the season. Teddy's still there. The Titans are going to have to do well to shut him down. But if they can, I think they have enough firepower to get home. Jaden Campbell, just quickly as well, he's just astounding. I'm loving everything he's doing. Every time he walks, I'm there licking up the second. So I love him, mate. I'm going to tip him 1-12, and I reckon Jaden Campbell's going to score.
Okay, I'm just tipping Roosters 1-12 as well. I'm tipping Roosters 1-12, but just because they're getting Jared Waerea-Hargreaves back, they're getting Victor Radley back. They just sort of seem a little settled, and Jane Campbell's been great. But, I just sort of think it's a new game of football now. Roosters have been there, sort of done that. Titans will be better for the run, but I just don't think they're going to be able to get the job done here. I'm going to go Roosters 1-12, and I'm going to say Adam Kieran. He got a hat-trick last week. Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, mate.
That's all right. And Adam Kieran is going to score a try. Got a hat-trick last week, and I'm going to say he's going to get another one here this week. But also, you'd put your money down for Fafita. He scores every day of the week. So have you got a try scorer?
I'll go Jaden.
Yep. Okay, great. Best player of the round besides Turbo. All right. Yeah, second game on the Saturday, we have the Penrith Panthers taking on the South Sydney Rabbitohs. This game was played a couple of weeks ago, and they also met in the preliminary finals last year, which Panthers obviously got that win there. What are you going to go here, mate?
This is probably the toughest one to pick, mate. For me, if Latrell was there, I would probably lean towards the Bunnies. But now that he's not there, I think Penrith will just do enough to get the week off. But Penrith, beat an undermanned Para side. I don't read too much into that form.
No.
But the Roosters they had 66 people out, and they still beat a pretty top effort Dragons side. So hard one to pick, mate. I'm just going to tip Penrith 1-12 with no confidence. Yep. Nathan Cleary, man of the match.
Yeah, I'm going to say Penrith as well. I think just because Latrell's out, I know a couple of weeks ago, I actually think, Rabbitohs were probably the better team for the first half an hour, something into that. And then sort of, some just click where they're just sort of ill-disciplined. And Penrith were just really good enough. And you got Blake Tuff at the back, and Cleary's going to be kicking, absolute torpedo bombs everywhere. And it's going to be, it could be his worst nightmare. But so I'm going to go Penrith 1-12, possibly 12-16, but with Blake Taff 3 errors.
Yeah, mate. Just to ask you as well, did you like that? Did you like that selection? I probably would have rather Cody Walker at the back and bring Benji in at the 6.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. The problem is I don't think you can play Benji week in, week out at 6 for the rest of the year.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just too fatigued. Like he tried to do it earlier in the year. He really sort of started falling off in that third and fourth game when they had a couple out. All right, last game, mate. Did you pick a try scorer for that one?
Tough one. Brian. He might cross it. He'll run for 250 plus as well.
Brian Toto to set the land speed record. All right, we got all right, last game, mate, is on the Sunday. We have the Parramatta Eels taking on the Newcastle Knights. What do you think here, mate?
I'm going to lean towards Para. I haven't liked what Newcastle have done. A couple of weeks ago, they were pretty good. I thought, here we go, they're on the up. And then they ran into a Brisbane team. And I know Pearce and Ponga, when the score escalated a bit, they went off, putting them in cotton wool and so forth. But I just don't like what they did. Just did not like it. Para, the key players from Para have had that little freshen up. So I'm thinking they're going to come into this game bouncing around. I'm going to tip them. I'm probably going to lean towards 13 plus, mate.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go Parramatta 13 plus as well. Although I sort of don't read that much into last week for Newcastle. They couldn't go up. They couldn't go down. They couldn't go lateral. So they just sort of came into it and it was obviously half-assed performance. But they won 5 straight or something like that beforehand. They're not going to be an easy beat by any means, but I think Para are just going to be way too strong for them. And I'm going to say Waka Blake's going to score a hat-trick against Kurt Mann.
Nice.
On that side. So you got a try scorer?
Not a try scorer per se. I'm gonna tip Regan Campbell Gillard though to probably run past the 150 mark, mate, and lay that platform that Mitchell.
Yeah, right. So just a quick shout out to Newcastle Knights recruitment of how they kept Kurt Mann for a further 3 seasons or whatever and let Connor Watson go. What an error. But yeah, so any other tips for this, mate?
No, just going to be interesting the week ahead. The best 8 sides now, so we've come a long way, and now we're getting to the nitty gritty end of it, and I'm getting really excited for it, mate.
Yeah, mate. Please don't stand up. We'll see how excited you really are. But but yeah, mate, it's gonna be a cracking final series, and so yeah, that's it. That's all the tips for this week. Stay tuned. We're not going anywhere though. Tomorrow night we should have the NFL tips up, and then the following night we're going to have our EPL tips. So it's going to be exciting. We're all excited for that. How excited are you, T?
Oh, very excited, mate. It's good going into different genres. Yep. Oh, mate, yeah.
Again, don't stand up right now. Or put it in the elastic band. Thank you.
Yeah, mate. You'd have to censor that one out.
I would do that, but so make sure you like and make sure you subscribe, and stay tuned because we've got plenty more coming on Shut the Gates channel. So that's it. Shut the gates.